Captain Gudas finally connected on that big hit he's been chasing all season. He has been reaching so much, and it feels like it's really affected his game. Hopefully, that gets him back on his game, because the Ducks really have been missing that, and it really sets the tone. Johnston said it best.
Physicality's fun.
Gudas, of course, had to answer the bell for his clean hit. It really is a double-edged sword for players when it comes to fighting after a clean hit. Fans don't like it, but if you don't stand up for your teammate, you get called soft. And if you do fight, you get called dumb for taking a penalty. Granted, Buffalo didn't get an instigator in this case, but you really can't win. The title for this video really could have double meaning, as the Ducks were missing the net a lot in this game. From passing up wide open shots in the slot, like what was Karlsson thinking here? And then of course, Killorn wasn't ready for it because he never is. The Ducks were just straight up missing, by like a foot wide. Even had at least 3 open nets too. Those would have made the game completely different. The Ducks could have easily had 5+ goals in this game, but they didn't, so it was a tight one. Gudas warmed up for his big hit with a solid check on power, even sitting on him for good measure. The Ducks would score right after. Helleson takes a hit to make a play. Karlsson stops and turns to find Zegras cross ice. Zegras stops and dances and waits for Helleson, and Helly shoots a shot through traffic thanks to Killorn actually driving the net, and he scores!
He guessed to his right, he guessed wrong.
Helleson is really finding his game. He's playing physical and winning puck battles. He may have, and I think he has, made Vaakanainen expendable. Some will say Fowler, but like I said before, I'll believe it when I see it. When Fowler and Vaakanainen both come back from IR, a trade needs to happen. Helleson should not be sent back down. Back and forth chances. Zellweger got run over in the corner, so Lundestrom comes to his aid and got his helmet taken off, and that's a penalty. Something the Ducks never actually got the benefit of last season. So the Ducks got a power play and had trouble setting up. Although Vetrano got a good chance, and if not for a great defensive play, the Ducks probably would have potted one on this other chance. On the other end, the Ducks killed a Sabres power play, capped off by a Helleson diving effort to close out the period with a 1-0 lead. Back and forth chances again for both teams. Leeson, aka Connor McDavid, almost goes crazy with his dangle. Then Gudas would lay his hit that killed a man, and just like he dominated the fight, the Ducks started to kick Hitler's ass too. They earned another power play after another clean hit, this time by Harkins. That double-edged sword comes out, and this time, Buffalo does get the extra penalty, double minor for turtling. The Ducks don't score on it, but they score right after it ended. Johnston point shot because Zellweger was doing work in the corner. Lundestrom tip, and it hops in the net. Dumoulin added to the Ducks' physicality with a big hit of his own, and Vetrano had a glorious chance on the rush, but missed up high. Then 3 absolutely ducking awful minutes to close the second period. It started with Vetrano missing a wide-open net that he couldn't believe he missed. Frankie is having a real rough go this season, and it didn't get much better later in this game for him. So yeah, Frankie missed, and the Sabres scored right after. Point shot, tip, and chaos in front. Then the Sabres would get another goal less than a minute later. The man Gudas destroyed earlier got a breakaway, and it was 2-2. Oh, but Killorn decides to be a leader and take a stupid freaking penalty again. I just don't get what his thought process is here. The Sabres almost scored on it in the dying seconds. The Ducks did come out hungry in the third, though. They killed the penalty, highlighted by a Lundestrom shorty chance. However, their inability to finish continued to haunt them. Lacombe missed a wide-open net on the rush. The broadcast didn't show the replay, but he took his sweet time and still missed. Then, to follow it up, Killorn misses even worse. He was tied up in front, but then gets free and puts it right back into the goalie's pad. 3 wide-open nets, and the Ducks don't score on a single one. Then the Ducks weren't just missing nets, they started missing hits too, as Gudas was ready to launch that man into outer space, but since he missed, Gibson had to make a big save. Then Gibby made another big save. Despite some good moments, the Ducks couldn't sustain any offensive pressure, with plays often dying on sticks, Killorn's in particular. The Sabres carried the momentum into overtime. Overtime was terrible, thanks to some interesting line combinations and changes. Zellweger did hit the outside of the post, and Vetrano missed yet another golden opportunity. The Sabres eventually capitalized on a 2-on-0 after a turnover. Lundestrom kind of put Zellweger in a bad spot, and Zelly gets run over. Gibson gets a stick on the first attempt, but can't get up for the second. Also, no one cleared the puck for him. The Ducks lose 3-2 in a game where they played 57 minutes of solid hockey, and even great hockey at some points, but 3 minutes of chaos and poor execution in overtime cost them. I get having Lundestrom out there to win the faceoff in overtime, but he adds next to nothing in 3-on-3. Once he wins the faceoff, he should go for a change. Vetrano was getting lots of chances in this game, so sure, I guess he was the hot hand. He was scorching based on his misses. Anyone also notice Frank was lazy to get back on the game winner too? Also, why is the slowest player on the team in Killorn on the ice? It should have been Zegras and Carlson based on what happened in the game earlier. No Cutter and no Leeson, but apparently they were going to go out there with less than a minute left in overtime.
Kind of curious why Leeson and Cutter didn't see the ice at all in overtime.
Well, if we didn't get scored on, you would have saw them coming out next. They're in my brain.
Frustrating end to the game, but a solid effort that I hope we see more of. The Ducks' next game is versus the Kraken on Monday at 7 p.m. It looks like we'll see McTavish back in the lineup as Harkins has been re-signed to San Diego. Good on Colangelo for earning his spot. He has shown he belongs. Thank you to our members. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!